Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, overall, the prices that we do see in this market are going to be updating and fluctuating as I do upload this video, as this is going to be a little bit of a scheduled video, but I will be addressing and talking to you guys about a lot of things within this video, so please, just pay attention. And when I am talking about XRP, I really do see a major future for a lot of these utility gems within this space, but we got a significant update today about Bitcoin regarding Chris Larsen, which is a direct contact with, Ripple, which we do know, utilize XRP. So let's address that later. First, I do want to talk to you actually about the SEC lawsuit. So this article goes back about 6 days ago. I think I slightly, utilized this article, or I was talking about it, but nonetheless, we do see SEC versus Ripple, the only thing in the way of an XRP bullish run, FX Open executive. Now, I want to mind you guys that when we are talking about one of the safest, investments within this market, I know that when we mention XRP, it doesn't come off as a safe investment because, hey, the SEC is targeting it, it's under litigation. I want you all to understand that that's exactly what they want you to think. They want you to think that it is an unsafe asset. Stay away from it. Don't invest into it. Honestly, all we have to do is invest into XRP and be patient enough to see, again, a settlement happen. At that point in time, XRP is going to absolutely skyrocket in value. But also, I want to talk to you guys about one specific quote from this, and we're going to tie it into a lot of things within this video. So XRP will be here, and that type of framework will continue to grow exponentially, whereas the traditional system, including that on which the SEC has based its entire existence, will continue to be overshadowed by it. Now, honestly, when we are talking about things happening within the digital financial area and also even the legacy financial area, I would say that fiat is getting overshadowed right now by digital currencies. Things are rapidly evolving within this area. Okay, and we do see RippleNet, ODL, CBDCs, NFTs, and even Ripple IPO. There's so much, really waging on, an XRP settlement. And I really do believe that this is going to happen this year. I think that we will see this by or before September. I've been addressing this multiple times. Now, a few quotes down here. We do see, most institutional partners which, have begun to use tokenized methods such as XRP are very much on board with the modern digital economy and are likely to be thinking that XRP will be here and that type of framework will continue to grow exponentially, whereas the traditional system, including that on which the SEC has based its entire existence, will continue to be overshadowed by it. It's just evolution and progress. Evolution of finance is happening before our eyes. Now, let's tie this to a few things because things are rapidly evolving within the digital space, but we did see something significant come out today. So first off, this is this is on par with what Chris Larsen has just announced, but we do see XRP community, Susan Friedman on the US falling behind the EU on crypto asset regulation. Here you guys have it. So obviously, the U.S. has fallen behind with the EU really kind of moving forward in terms of regulatory guardrails for crypto assets. We do see, while we don't agree with everything the EU policymakers are advocating for, the proposed revision to the transfer of funds regulation being a prime example, they're certainly moving faster to set regulatory guardrails for crypto assets than their U.S. counterparts. The markets in crypto assets regulation, which creates a harmonized legal framework for crypto assets in the EU, is likely to pass by the end of 2022 and go into force in 2023. By comparison, the US will just be completing the reports called for in the recent Biden, executive order. Again, serious consideration of the legislative proposals that have been put forth in Congress is the best way to ensure the U.S. does not fall behind in the crypto asset space and remains competitive with the EU, as noted in my recent letter to the editor in Financial Times. Now, I want you guys to understand that, with regulations and things like this moving, forward, we also see a major problem being, spotlighted, which is sustainability, which we're going to tie to the next, thing that I want to talk about. But first off, I really want you guys to understand that the U.S. is falling behind. They are losing dominancy over the financial markets right now. We've seen this happen even, leading up to and even after the Russian and Ukraine conflict. SWIFT as a monetary system is falling apart. The US dollar itself is crumbling. We are going to be addressing that as well. But as we do move forward, right, we also see, Chris Larsen saying that, he wants to change Bitcoin's code. This is very significant. Last year, I published an op-ed, calling for, Bitcoin to consider a move away from POW to a low energy validated method. Today, I'd like to share an update on how my thinking has evolved. Now, you guys could go read about this. I'm not going to do a breakdown of all of this. Basically, we want to have a sustainable and, pretty much efficient code base for Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people thought that this was, a ban of Bitcoin. It's going to kill Bitcoin. I actually look at this as a good thing. Myself and many other individuals, you see Bitcoin as, not being adopted in fully because of its inefficiencies and, of course, its massive inefficiencies in terms of sustainability and environmental impact. But if we do see a major upgrade to the system, this could actually allow for mass adoption, which could push the price of Bitcoin much higher, faster than, anyone really imagined. So I actually look at this as a very good thing, especially not only for altcoins, but also Bitcoin entirely. So, anybody who is a Bitcoin maxi should honestly be cheering this on and thanking Chris Larsen, which, again, co-founder and executive chairman of Ripple. Now, also, we do see here, when we're talking about the US dollar implosion, a lot of these major individuals are seeing the major impacts of what is happening within the Fed with inflation and things like that. Honestly, an implosion of the US dollar is coming. And you guys already know that I have been watching the dollar, over the last couple of days and even weeks. We've had this nice rally. We are hitting resistance. We are seeing a nice, drop in, value for the dollar. I'm hoping that this actually continues on and breaks down below a few significant points. I've been addressing a few levels, more so, retesting this major demand zone down here at about like 95.22. That's a significant level to test, but ultimately I want to see a test of the 382 level. Now, as we are moving forward on here, what I'm really kind of watching right now in terms of the dollar is a repeated process that, put the dollar into a massive, bear market. I mean, during this time back here, and sorry, there we go, I had to update, that top fib level, but as we do see back here, this was that, COVID drop in price throughout the entire markets. This is like what crashed crypto during this time while the dollar gained massive momentum, but ultimately it hit a high point and rejected off, sending crypto and stocks into a multi-year bull run, which this kind of led on all through, of course, May until you guys do see the inevitable, massive price jump in the dollar, aka the value. Now, as we are talking about the dollar right now, I do believe that we will see a major shift within the dollar and we will see an implosion happen. This is where we will see a lot of banks kind of moving into digital assets. This is where digital assets really start to take over. We are actually seeing banks readying the bell right now. We even seen Deutsche Bank actually say that stablecoins will compete with traditional payment offerings. And honestly, I do believe that this is going to happen as well. We are seeing stablecoins continuing to grow in demand. We're seeing banks moving in on DeFi, banks moving in on NFTs. Honestly, digitization in general is taking over at a global and massive rate. But this is also telling me that, in terms of the dollar, right? I do believe that the dollar is about to go into, possibly even a multi-year, bear market similar to that 2020 structure, which sent it into, again, like I said, a multi-year bear market. Now, all while this is happening, we are also seeing a lot of altcoin rotations throughout the entire market. And I told you guys that, XRP is more than ready currently to have that nice breakout event. And even in terms of the total two, the coin market, it's at this 702 multi-year resistance about ready to break out. So I am watching altcoins closely, specifically even XRP. But again, guys, I really do believe that banks are extremely ready for XRP. We have been evolving drastically into, of course, the banking area. I've been talking to you guys about, XRP taking over within, the traditional financial area. And now we are seeing some, major reports coming out. More so, this is Standard Custody partnering with the BBH on Digital Insights, how tokenization is changing the way the industry thinks about financial transactions. Take a look below. Now, overall, I'm going to lead this back to this. So shout out to Wrath of Condoman. He's saying this report for PolySign by Brown Brothers Harriman doesn't say XRP, but it sure looks like the XRP ledger. And we do see a few things highlighted over on the left. Again, this is more so talking about cross-border settlement, atomic cross-border settlements of different assets across multiple public and private digital ledgers, 24 hours per day, 365 days per year, near instant transaction processing time scales, real-time transparency into price discovery and asset valuation where global standards exist across jurisdictions, an authoritative blockchain that does not require a central operator, allows for digital identification and digital signing. And then, of course, you do see technical and operational interoperability with, legacy institutional asset serving platforms and so much more there. That really kind of does scream some sort of ledger technology. Could be XRP technically. Would not be surprised at all. And we actually do see the article being posted over here. This goes back to July 7th, 2021, talking about tokenization. And we actually seen Wrath of Kahneman saying, it recalls this Ripple article. And honestly, when we are talking about tokenization in general, this could, really bolster a massive demand on the network. And we know that RippleNet is ready for the tokenized future. I've already said it, almost everything will be tokenized. We talk about, tokenization of the real estate market, tokenization in general of almost, anything that can be tokenized in terms of value, even, data and things like that. I'm very, excited to say the least to, be positioned in this market as early as I have been. I'm very grateful for it. I think that everyone who's even getting in now is extremely early because, we are at the pinnacle of, adoption. We're at I would say that we're at the tipping point for banks to jump in because banks are ready in it. But yeah, even, in terms of tokenization of CBDCs and stuff like that, we're seeing tokenized fiat, we're seeing tokenized money. And, Ripple is not slowing down at all. They are ready in the next evolution of crypto for not only banks, but also businesses as well. And I'm, like I said, when we are talking about how early we are in this space, it truly is remarkable. I do believe that, when we are talking about the, implosion of the dollar, we're seeing, investors buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, stuff like that. I'm stacking my utility gems. I'm stacking my gems that I know are going to succeed long term. And not only long term, but, assets that I know have an incredible future just because of the technology behind them. And also the names behind them, like Chris Larsen and individuals like him, even Brad Garlinghouse and stuff, they know their stuff, right? They have been meeting with banks. They have been meeting with regulators. They are talking to these individuals about disruptions and evolution of money. And here we have an individual, really talking about upgrading Bitcoin and changing it into something that is efficient. Everyone's going crazy about it, but think about it like this, right? Bitcoin and even Ethereum, right? I've always talked about Ethereum. These networks are not going to be massively adopted if they are not going to be efficient enough to, settle the demand that does, of course, arise on their network. So I am all for this. I think that this is great. Honestly, the long-term, longevity of this market, we're looking at some massive price appreciation, but also, XRP and assets similar to it like HBAR, XLM and stuff. They have such an incredible future. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.